She used to be shy, but she ain't that kind of sister no more. She's a revolutionary hardcore. She's G'd up, she is a hero. Sarah C.
Tune it in, vibes, turn it up, and rip off the knob.
Yeah, man. I used to be shy, but I ain't that kind of brother no more. I'm a revolutionary hardcore. I'm G'd up, I am a hero. I used to be afraid, but I ain't that kind of sucker no more. I'm a lyrically wicked Rambo. I'm G'd up, I'm gonna be a hero. Quick, cause Mr. Job is on the microphone. Go tell it to your people on the telephone. Tell them in the clubs and on the radio. And shout it when you're pumping up your stereo. And tell the Babylon them that we wanna be free. This at 21st, it's not 10th century. And tell the politician not to tell we no lie. It's time to speak the truth. I used to be shy, but I ain't that kind of brother no more. I'm a revolutionary hardcore. I'm G'd up, I am a hero. I used to be afraid, but I ain't that kind of sucker no more. I'm a lyrically wicked Rambo. I'm G'd up, I'm gonna be a hero.
You're tuned to vibesfm.net. I am Sarah C, and today's special guest is the country boy from Trinidad's smaller sister island, Tobago. Currently, he has a new EP out for Curtis Lynch's Necessary Mayhem, and it's entitled Rebel Lover Boy. He's here to tell us all about it. Franz Job, welcome to Vibes FM.
What's up, Sarah? Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. If we start at the beginning, let's talk a little bit about your identity. We said country boy. We've let everybody know you're from Tobago, but you've spent some time in Tobago, you've spent some time in the UK. How does that actually work?
My mom and dad actually came about with this idea to send me to Tobago like 18 months after I was born. Kind of like to escape the tension, the racial tension that was occurring during that time here in London. As well as when you come from the Caribbean in those days, you had a 5-year plan. That was the normal thing. And you come to work for 5 years and go back home after 5 years. So I came about before the 5 years was up. So they said, all right, then it's best if we send him to live with his grandparents and, have them raise him just like they raised them. So, so said, so done. But it didn't quite work out, the 5-year thing, because they ended up staying in this country for 30-odd years. So growing up, I grew up in Charlottesville, Tobago, a beautiful village, fishing village, with my grandparents, and it was pretty cool, Yeah.
Brilliant. So you were born here, and then shortly after that, you actually went back to be brought up in Tobago. You spent some time in the church, and you had some musical influences early on. What were they?
Chiefly, it was my grandfather. That was my chief musical influence because he was an organist in the church. Always from a little boy, I had to be with my grandmom and my grandfather to church almost every day. I think I was the only child in the village who was in church every day of the week almost, you know what I mean? But it was very inspiring, and it was good training and good coaching from early because my grandfather used to play the organ and thing, and after, growing up, looking at him and admiring him, you want to kind of emulate that, and my primary school teacher, Mr. Anthony Moore, who was also a good coach and trainer of mine, he taught me to play the guitar alongside another friend of mine, Howard Marcel. And them guys, I always used to admire them and how they used to play the instrument and things. I said, I want to do that when I get older. That's what I want to do, So they taught me to play, and like a few years later, after I learned properly and thing, I joined my grandfather in the church and jammed with him, Yeah.
Okay, so that's the church side of things. And where did you hear the roots music that got you into roots music? Was that what was playing in Tobago? Did you go somewhere specifically to hear that? Did someone turn you on to that?
Well, when we learned to play calypso music, because that's the national music of our country, So we used to play a lot of rude calypso songs and thing, and on the street corner and in school too during recess time. But the roots music, there used to be a Rasta brethren who used to live just opposite where we live on Spring Street in Charlottesville, We call him GG Boy. And he have another brethren who live like adjacent to him, named Zico. Zico used to be a great footballer. They call him Zico after the footballer. So them guys used to play Rasta music almost every Saturday. Well, every Saturday and during the week too. So we used to be on one side of the road and they used to be on the other side. And I used to be this little kid upstairs listening to these Rasta man play reggae music every day of the week, you know. And, you know, that's the first time that the roots and Rastafari really come into my life and inspire and, you know, stir up some things and, you know, implant some, you know, serious roots in me, so which is flowing today, you know, in the music that I'm making. So it was a nice thing growing up in them times and, you know, hearing Rasta music from them early days.
Brilliant. You're tuned to vibesfm.net and we're talking to Franz Job and we're playing tracks from his new EP, Rebel Lover Boy.
Vibes FM. Vibes FM. Yeah, yeah.
Serious selection. Serious selection.
Bop, bop, bop. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Serious selection. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Living in the land of glory. Ain't got no hope for me. I can't get no glory. I can't be what I wanna be. I think I'm gonna make a little world of my own. I don't care what the man says, cause it feels like the key to my home. It's like a million miles away. Eh, eh. It's like a million miles away. Eh, eh. It's like a million miles away. I remember when London was falling back in the war days, and the people won't build back the city for no money. Here comes the Prime Minister and he wants some labor. Gotta get some workers from the Caribbean. Then the rights got stolen, promises got broken. That's how I know. That's how I know. Living in the land of glory. Ain't got no hope for me. I can't get no glory. I can't be what I wanna be. I think I'm gonna make a little world of my own. I don't care what the man says, cause it feels like the key to my home. It's like a million miles away. Eh, eh. It's like a million miles away. Eh, eh. It's like a million miles away. I wanna go to where the top-notch people go. I wanna move on top from down below. Men tell the police don't trouble me, and for every black man don't trouble we. We just trying to stay alive here night and day, and we working till we messed up night and day. Man, we can't even get no holiday. We just gotta stay in plain old little London. We'd never be alive if it wasn't for the men who sail on the ship across the ocean. 4,000 miles from the Caribbean, 4,000 miles away to London.
You're tuned to Vibes FM and we're talking to Franz Job.